Two. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. The Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had no life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name, now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas, not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the face. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head'll make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on 8th Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court. Flown to DC school, I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and I started running fast. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. Go ahead. All I wanted was to be a gangster. It's UPK until it hit the fan. I want power and a throne, nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand, gotta promote this brand. Correct whole multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crown, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone more mighty, make me this hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jam. Shit, I needed help. But Swan was locked up and the judge put man on the shelf. Had me crying cause it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie, pump smoke. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponents. Stacking cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. Dear God, I hope you accept my atonement. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a gangster. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to
Shalom Israel. We're at ISUPK, start off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander Junior Hanna in 1969, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up and are indeed the 12 tribes of Israel. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. In fact, if you're not in the ISUPK and the Commander Junior Hanna, you're not in the truth. My name is Officer Kazak Shapar, teaching the LASHAWAN QADASH class, as I've done in the past. We're here on Friday night. We got students in class, we got students online. I appreciate that. Got Officer Shar, we got the young man, Quan, and I appreciate you guys for checking in the class. And we're going to go over, of course, some basics, and then we're going to go over a few lines of scripture here with LASHAWAN QADASH. We're just going to try to enhance the class a little bit. We'll go over a few other things as we go in class. But this is South Carolina LASHAWAN QADASH class, where we teach the Paleo-Hebrew and the Assyrian Hebrew. You know, the Paleo-Hebrew was the Hebrew that was given to us. It's our mother tongue, you know. It's where we use connectors and the understanding of 22 characters here. The chart I had to put up there and blew it up. 22 characters, and also we have 2 vowel sounds. So that's what Hebrew comprises of. And of course, the Syrian Hebrew has the same amount of sounds. It has the same amount of vowels. It just has different characters on the second line here. Syrian Hebrew, you know, that's captivity. It's sort of like, looks a little like chicken stripes. There's no continuity in it. This looks to me more neater and more fluent in the LASHAWAN QADASH. LASHAWAN means tongue. It's the holy tongue. And QADASH means holy, of course, but tongue. Some people say language is your tongue. You know, the French have their language. They have their tongue. The Germans, actually the fake Jews over there today. As a matter of fact, that's what we're going to talk about a little bit when we get into the lesson, that we envy not them. The fake Jews, the Ashkenazi Jews over there, they got over there in 1948, the Balfour Declaration over there, and they just sat over there in our land. This is our land, our tongue, our understanding. LASHAWAN QADASH right here. This first line. Of course, when we were in captivity in Assyria, the Assyrians, you know, they took us, Babylonians, took us in captivity and made the same sounds, Abagada, Hawazaka, Tayakala, Manasa, Apataza, Kwarisha. And they have the same sounds. But, you know, we use the Syrian Hebrew because it's not because it's neater or looks better. It's because that's the holy tongue. That's what the Most High gave us to use. And let's see, who else is checked in class here? We have, Yonder. Okay, yeah. Shar, appreciate the Officer Shar. And the LASHAWAN QADASH class, you know, it teaches an understanding like no other language. Everybody has really adopted from our language here. It's the original tongue. It's the mother tongue. Because when everybody was on the face of the earth, they spoke Hebrew. You know, that's where we get the understanding from. And the Commander Junior Hanna has taught us to study, to show ourselves approved unto to God. Most a workman need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So we understand LASHAWAN QADASH to be holy tongue. As I aforementioned, there are 22 characters. You know, we count them. We're going here. Let's count them. The reason why I go over this is because there's people watching that have never seen this class before, so some things may be mundane or, okay, undersimplified or oversimplified, whatever. Take what you get out of it. But some things may be, and some people say, oh, I've done that before, but just be patient because some people have not had the understanding yet. So, you know, when we go, so Sloppy, I don't know if you see it. Yeah, you see it. Abagada. These are symbols. They have sounds to them. Ta, ya, kala, mana, sa, I. That old pa, taza, kwa, ra, shata. And it's the same thing here. Abagada, hawazaka, ta, ya, kala, mana, sa, I, pa, taza, kwa, ra, shata. And it's the same thing here. And then in the Assyrian Hebrew, the difference is they have 5 sounds here that occur at the end of the sentence. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. The end of the word, which may be at the end of the sentence, but you know, the first one you come to is ka. Looks like that. But it will look just like this. Sort of like a D, but it isn't. Okay? It looks like the D right there, but it's not. It's a little longer there on the stem. And that's why you have to study the Hebrew and understand that. And then the next one you're going to come to that occurs, if you see these occurring at the end of a word, then you can bet that it's Assyrian. You have to emphasize the end of the word with these characters here. Only there are 5 of them. Then you got the M. The normal M looks like this. But the ending M looks just like that. Looks like a little, I guess, a square with a stem coming out of it. You know, so I'll get here for a second.
Here, take in, sit down.
Okay. And then that's got that little M there. Then you have the na. You know, the na in this, we're talking Assyrian, of course. The na here looks like a little small C, like a cut off backward C or something. It's hard to explain that more than that. You have to get very, very familiar with these. But it looks like a 7 also. But it has just a short stem and a long stem that way. But it's cut off here. The other one is like a little longer. This, if you can say anything, this looks just like almost like a D on this longer. And it's got a little something going on, something going on there. And the end looks like this. Sometimes it's a little slanted when you read it in the Tanakh. The pa. Here's another one that occurs. What I'm doing is I'm reiterating. I'm telling you about the 5 sounds that occur at the end of a word in Assyrian. You have to know these. So the whole point is recognition. Okay. So the pa looks like a man hanging, you know, like we talked about before, for lack of better words. It's really like you open up this P right here, and just open it up. Open up that leg right there. And then the taza, you know, there's no rhyme or reason or something. It looks like a Y with a little few stems on it. But those are the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you see those, when you see the ka, the ma, the na here, the pa here, and the taza here, you'll know that they occur at the end of a word in the Assyrian. Let's see, we have Shah checking in. Good. Shah checking in from one of our troops checking in from Spartanburg. Good. And you guys have to pay close attention in class. If you haven't had a LASHAWAN QADASH class, if you have, then you know it's just a refresher for you, of course. But these classes here help you understand these charts, and we'll go over a few things here. Let's just go over some before I go on with this sentence here. Let's just say, like, if we're going to do A in Hebrew, that is a paleo. That's how you write it, just like that. Looks like a sideways A, but that is ah. That sound carries with it. See, Hebrew back in the days, and of course, you know, when the Most High established it, we use pictures. And that's what these are, really. They're actually symbols. Okay? They're symbols. And of course, that's the A sound. So it'll look like ah, right like that. That's the ah. That's paleo. As a matter of fact, yeah, that's ah.
Why does owl look like that?
Matter of fact, I'll do it in red just for the sake of so you can understand a little better. Ah, okay?
But why is there another ah right
All right.
there?
Yeah, raise your hand first. Raise your hand. Yeah, go ahead.
Why is there another ah right there?
Right there. That's a ah. Yeah, that's a A. Exactly.
That
Very
looks
good.
like a ah.
That's an ah sound. That's it. That's what this is right here. And of course, in Assyrian, we have the same sound, ah, but it looks like this. If you want to really kind of like that, and it's kind of like a little curvy like that, and then it kind of like goes sort of like that. I mean, you know, it's nothing special about, let's see, something like this,
That's not.
like that, sort of like that. A glorified X. There it is, way over here. Okay? But these two carry the same weight because they have the same sound. But they are two different languages. One's Assyrian language and one's Paleo. They are both Hebrew. Okay? And this is the Paleo up here. The reason why I said that, because you have to know which one that we had in our captivity, the Paleo. Yes, go ahead.
That does not look like an egg.
Yeah, sort of, okay. But that's what he was saying. He said it does not like an X, but actually that's what it looks like to me. Sort of like a glorified X,
I know like
You know. right? Sort of like something like that. You know, kind of. And no matter how I do this, it never comes out right. But something like that, okay? That's what it looks like. All right, and that is Assyrian, okay? Assyrian. All right? Assyrian Hebrew. And of course, I'm not going to go over a lot of them. I'm just going to go over a few of them. Then we're going to get into this sentence here, what the Most High tells us to do here. And of course, I'll maybe do three of them just to get you to understand what we're doing in LASHAWAN QADASH. If you're looking for the first time, you know, a B looks like this. Not surprising, really, because it looks like an upside down B. Really, when you think about it, sort of like that, you call that Ba. It's Abba, okay? Okay? Abba, just, you take the first two right here, Abba means father, okay? In Hebrew, that's what it means. I just, I wasn't trying to make it say that, but that's how it comes out. It means father in Hebrew, Abba. Okay? In Assyrian, that same B will look like this. It'll be a Ba, okay? And it'll look like, see if we can get a better pen there. Ba, it'll look like, let's see if we can glorify it a little better here. Something like that. Something like that. I mean, it's kind of, I kind of know what it means. I know some of the officers know what it means. There we go. That's a Ba. So if you get Abba here, it's red and blue here. If you can get Abba in Paleo, Abba in Hebrew means father also. In this particular case, okay? Because all they've done here was change what the symbols look like in this case. Some words do vary different, not a lot of them, but there are some. I know they are, because I run across them sometime in my learning of the Hebrew myself. Slocky. So let's see, who else checking in the class here?
Oh, when is class over?
No, it's not.
I said when is class
Right. And and then we'll do one more just for the sake of it. You have Abba, we'll have Da. I'm sorry, God. Jesus. What am I thinking here? God. God looks like that. Like a 7 that's floating in space right there. Sort of like that. I've seen it at different angles there. But that's Ga. Abba Ga. Yes.
Why is it? Why does the why does the X look so different?
I don't know. You want me to write it different? Okay, let's see here.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's see. We'll do one like this, here, like that. How about that?
Yes.
A little better. Okay. And they're right. You try to make them look just like they do on the board, sis, because that's what you want to. Okay. Well, and then the Ga. Here. Sorry about that. Got to do it in red just for the sake of uniformity there, to make things uniform, like that. Okay? There. Be consistent, you know. And so we have what we call a G here. Looks like a little, I don't know, so like a walking man or something, or, you know, it's just kind of, because you can't, it's hard to get them right exactly the same time, but that's what it looks like. So those are the first three characters in Hebrew. You know, we don't want, you know, if I have any time in the class, we'll go over a few of them. Abba Ga, okay? And that's in Paleo in red there, and Assyrian. And of course, if you have any questions, you tune in for the first time, and you say, hey man, why don't we go over these, hey officer, Salaki, can we go over these in detail? And we will, you know, but right now I'm gonna erase that off the board. Let's see, we have Sister Yana, Officer Shar's rib, and let's see here, what do I do with that? Here it is. Okay. So if you're going and if you're in class and you understand Abba Ga, that's what it looks like in Paleo. This is what it looks like in Syrian. And in the chat, just for the people who probably haven't done this a whole lot, or even if they have, let's before I move on, real quick, if you guys remember, what is how many characters are in Hebrew? Write it in the chat. How many characters are there? In other words, how many characters did I say? Well, let's give them a chance there. Let's give them a chance here. How many characters did I say? So write it in the chat, just for the sake, before I move on here, then we'll move on to something else. How many characters did I say there are in the Hebrew? Give you guys another about 15 seconds there, if you can remember. You might be able to count them sitting there in class, you know.
1, 2, 3.
Might be. How many characters are there?
I think it's,
Like I said,
I think it's 6.
these are the characters. So how many are there
I think there's
in Hebrew? Raise your hand now, okay? Go ahead.
I think it's 100.
Nah, not 100.
I think it's 1,000.
Nah, don't guess. Wait a minute.
I think it's 1,000 of them.
Let's see who Sister Yana said is 22. Now let's clap it up for Sister Yana, okay?
Right?
She's getting in the groove in class, coming to class. That's 22. That's right. I'm sure she studied on her own. There are 22 of them. There's 22 of them. That's just the way it works out, you know. In our language here, and that we have in the Americas here, in our slavery, our servitude that we're doing here, we have 26. That's the same type of reference, that there are 22 characters. She's exactly right. All right. How many vowels did I say? Yes, give them a chance to type in the class, Ayana and Dr. Zawina. Let's give them a chance to put it in the chat. How many, what did I say, vowels? How many vowels are there?
I think it's...
Because there are vowels. Hebrew has vowels. When you know this, you get the stuff ingrained in your mind, you'll understand. We'll give you a chance to another 15 seconds. How many vowels do we have? We said 22 characters. Now that's both for the Paleo
22.
and the Hebrew. Yeah, we know. We already said that. Always raise your hand, okay? There are 22. So how many vowels are there? You know, every good language is going to have some characters, whether they use pictures or not, and that's what they are, sounds. But they're going to have vowels. Let's see. Let's check in. Let's see who's Ayana. No, not ending characters. Not ending characters, Sister Ayana. How many vowels? Each language is only going to have so many vowels. Even the Paleo and the Syrian got so many vowels. But I like your answer because that's going to help you out here later on when I ask you this next question. But right now, how many vowels are there? Okay? I think you said 5. And all the other participants, let's see. Go ahead.
I think it's 7,000.
How many? All right, how many you say, Ayana?
I would say 2.
She said 2. Let's verify that.
What?
Let's verify her answer.
2? Oh, I thought it was...
No, don't talk in class. You gotta raise your hand now, trooper. Okay. How many vowels are there? Well, we move on here real quick.
2. 2 vowels.
How many vowels are there?
2.
I mean, you on target right there. Because I know what you was thinking. You were thinking another answer there. We want to know how many vowels there are.
2 vowels.
Ayana said there was 2. So verify that. Is that true?
Yeah.
If you think it's 2 or 3 or 4, I'm saying it's not 5. So how many are there? All right. How many did you say they were? Give you guys about 10 more seconds here. How many vowels are there? All right. Let's see. Okay, well, for the sake of moving on, there are actually 2. She's right. So let's clap it up for the sister. Ayana. Let's clap it up for Ayana. There's actually 2. All right, now here's something else. The last one. How many ending characters are there in the Syrian? Anybody can answer. There.
I think it's 3.
Always raise your hand, okay? You say 3, huh?
Yeah, I think
I don't know about that. Okay. How many ending characters are there? How many ending characters are there?
2.
Now, that answer that you had before, Sister Ayana, let's see if you're still brave enough for that one. Ending characters, how many are there?
2.
But in other words, you said this many before. Just like that, sis.
5.
Yeah, before. Okay, let's see. Let's see if she still stick to that answer. Oh, there you go. Get that sister a hand. She's exactly right. That's what you probably meant to say right there. But that's the whole point of learning. There's really no wrong or right answer when it comes to learning. I'll correct you on that anyway. Somebody's going to correct you. But anyway, there are 5 ending characters, 2 vowels, and 22 characters. Okay, and it's important to know that. It's important to know the vowels and the characters is 22 and 2 in both of the languages, Hebrew and Assyrian. But in the ending characters, they have 5 of them. And the last thing I'll tell you before I move on here, I want to know, real quick here, which one of the languages used languages use connectors? Type it in the chat. Which one of these languages use connectors? The Syrian, They're both Hebrew, but one's Syrian and one's Paleo. And that's the whole point of doing this, is so you'll understand when you do it, you'll know what to look for, so you won't confuse them. Sometimes I used to think teaching them better together. Sometimes, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But tonight I thought I just, sometimes it's good to teach them together when you're in explanation, so you'll know that there is a difference. So which one of these, is it the Assyrian or the Paleo, use actually connectors? And connectors look like this. And then tell me why. But anyway, which one of these? Let's find out which one use connectors. Is it Paleo? And then if you don't want to type it all the way out, just use, say, P or A. A for Assyrian, P for Paleo. Which one use connectors? Okay? Which one use connectors? All right? Which one use connectors? Go ahead and raise your hand. What'd you say?
E.
Huh?
E.
The P you say?
Yeah.
So the Paleo use connectors? Okay. Not the little Naltazar say this. Is that the same thing? Is that correct? Somebody type in there. Is it Paleo or Syrian? I'll give you guys about 10 more seconds here. Okay? Quan, anybody, you can answer that. I believe you kind of know. Okay. Anyway, you say Paleo, and you're right. Let's clap it up. Exactly right. Paleo, okay? Let's move on.
Yep.
All right. We have the Most High wants us to do something. Let's read this. Let's find out what this is saying right here. Let's find out what we want to do here. There's a text here we want to translate. And what did I say? Turn to Proverbs 3:31. Baba Kushah. Baba Kushah means please, if you could. Baba Kushah. Ayan Bar means, you're welcome. The water means thank you. Let's see, I think Sister Yana, you had it in there. Yeah, she's exactly right. Clap it up for Sister Yana. She said Paleo. And that's how you learn, sis. Just keep going. Even if you know it already, just answer it. It just fortifies in your mind, No matter who else has it, just blurt out the answer. That's very good. The Paleo use connectors, top line. The Syrian use the ending characters. There are 5 of them. See? And there's Ka, there's Ma, there's Na, there's Pa, and there's Tazah. But raise your hand now, okay? All right, and that's what it is. So, but if you turn to Proverbs, we're going to get into the one of the basic topics here. There are many of them. There's a sentence here, and we're going to say, the Most High says, envy not the oppressor. Envy not the oppressor. Well, let's look up the word envy. Let's see what this is talking about. Envy, when it says envy not the oppressor. We get on this side over here so you see it better. I think you can. Envy. Shalom, sis. Envy not the oppressor. Well, let's look the word up. Let's look the word up in the chat. Let's see. It's when it says envy, let's find out, what does envy mean? What does envy mean? Because if I just say a word, you don't understand. If you don't understand what it is, what does envy mean? Come on, sis, you can bring it this way if you have to. The water, sis. Sis bringing Officer Nafzah's rib, our camp leader, bringing in some supplies for the school. Clap it up for her. That's always good to do stuff like that. We'll ask you, what Write in there just a few brief words. I'll give you about 15, 20 seconds. What does envy mean? What does envy mean? Y'all think? In the chat, just tell me, what does envy mean? Go ahead, sis.
When you're jealous of someone.
That's very good. Clap it up for her. Exactly right. That's exactly what it means. When you're jealous of someone or something, when you're jealous of someone or something, that word, well, all right. Yeah, let's try it again. Jealous. Jealous. When you're jealous of someone or something, that word is called envy. You know? And our oppressor, you can see it, he'll turn red. But that's what that word is, and we're going to get into this right here and find out what the Most High wants us to do. Does he not want us to be, I tell you what he don't want us to do, and that's to be jealous of something. And that's what we're going to get into here tonight in LASHAWAN QADASH, because we're going to break it down. The word envy, you know, but the word in English means jealous. That means the Most High doesn't, when he says, in other words, this is trying to say, don't be jealous of the oppressor. Okay, that's the first thing it says in Proverbs 3:31. Don't be jealous of the oppressor. I mean, and who is the oppressor? Let's find out. Let's raise your hand and tell me who does. Go ahead, sis.
The white man.
There you go. Clap it up for her. And not only that, that's Esau or Edom, the white man. Exactly. But let's say it's Edom, okay? And how many? And name some more oppressors. You got any more? Y'all can type it in the chat. Name some more. Yes, go ahead, sis.
Elam.
Gus, huh?
Elam.
Elam. Who is Elam, sis?
East Indians.
She's right. Elam. Who else? We'll come back to you. Go ahead, sis.
Asian people.
And what are the Asian people called? That's right. Take a guess. Ishmaelites? Oh, you're saying Asian. Which one?
Chinese people.
Chinese. That's right. Exactly right. That's Moab. Yeah, that's Sister Han. She's exactly right. She's living. And that's called, and for the Asian people, this is what the Most High said. He don't want you to envy what Edom got. He don't want to eat you in what the East Indian has. He don't want you to be jealous of Moab. Okay? And name another one here. There's one more that goes with the Chinese people. Who else? Ammon. This is that. Clap it up for this sister. They've been coming to class. Ammon. And who is Ammon? Let's see if I can guess that one.
Japanese.
Very good. Japanese. You surprised me there. You remember these from the class? See, that's what it's good. When you come to class, see, we got these young sisters and brothers in class. When they come here, they understand that Edom is a.k.a. Idumea, or a white man. And Elam is, sis said, the East India. Moab is Chinese. And Ammon is, and there are more. Let's name one just to be named. Go ahead, sis. Ishmael. Very good. And who is Ishmael, sis?
Arab nations.
Say it again.
The Arab nations.
That's right. They're Arabs. The one that wear the turbans, you know, Ishmael. I guess I spelled that right. Ishmael. And who is, let's see for a stretch. Let's see, somebody wrote it down in the Ayana effort. Oh, good. Thank you for participating in class, sis. That's how you grow further, for participating. Strong sister, married to Officer Sharp. Soon here. Let's see. What was I saying? Arab, Ishmael, Moab. Okay, Ishmael. Yeah. And what about Africa? What's them?
Okay. Kush, Mizraim. Wait.
Look at this.
How many can I say?
Kush, that's one of them.
Mizraim.
Mizraim. Wait a minute. Rayam. Something like that. Matazarium. Matazarium. That's the same thing as, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Canaanites. Ethiopians.
Canaanites. Very good.
Wait,
And
is Cush Ethiopia?
you got Cush, Matazarium, that's and you have Canaan,
Canaan.
right? Or Canaan, or Canaan. Okay? So, his name is actually Canaan. But anyway, they're all children of Ham. And Ham is, the word for Ham is Kam, if I'm not mistaken. Ham. Okay? So when you talk about the oppressor, all these people had part of oppressing us in life. And our understanding, when we got on that boat, it was Ham that and the Ishmaelites that pushed us into this captivity. Most High, of course, He allowed it. And I'm pretty sure you had the Germans over there. Those were the Amalekites. They were part of putting us on the ship. All nations had us in some sort of servitude or slavery in our lifetime. We're the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the one that has been through the oppressor's hand and wrung our necks. You know, that's won't let up. But when the Bible says envy not the oppressor, that's the one, that's what he's talking about. Envy not the oppressor. So you say the word envy is jealous, is what it is. You know, you don't want to be jealous of anything. You know, let the Most High work it out for you. And that word is quana. It's quana'ah. Qua. Let's get this one down here. Na. I believe that's what it is. It's quana, and then you put quana'ah. Okay? When you say quana'ah, yeah. And you want to do it, and when you want to break this word down, of course, where are we at here? Yeah, we're breaking down envy here. Let's break this word down in paleo. We'll break it down in paleo, and we'll understand how to write it. Okay? Quana'ah. So, in paleo, that Q is going to look like what you see on the board here. Qua. Like that. Okay? You think you can do it, sis? If you think you see, okay, let me help you. I'm gonna write this. I'm gonna do something I haven't done in class in a while. And don't worry about it. I'm right here. All these sounds are up here. Okay? The first one I did first, qua. See that right there? See that qua? What about na? We'll let you do that. Yeah, go ahead. No, just write it on the board. Yeah, just write it on the board. What you think? We'll let you participate. Where's the na? I'll help you. Mm-hmm. Make it look just like that. And Hebrew writes from right to left, so put it on that side. Here, do it in this one right here. Okay, go ahead. Put it closer to the cube. Yeah, there you go. Very good. Get that sister hand. That's good enough. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. All right, yes. Go ahead. Go ahead, sis. All right. But listen, the reason why I did that because I want you to see that we pay attention in class. You can learn, and that's what she's learning. When you, Adrian, have Sister Adrian in class. Glad to have you, Sister Adrian. All the way from Charleston down there. When you pay attention to class and you write them on the board yourself, you'll begin to understand that these things make sense. You'll begin to understand that qua, okay, and then she said na. That's what that looks like, okay? Qua na. Now we'll put the connectors on a little bit here. We're writing the word envy, what it means, qua na ah, okay? All right? All right, what's the next one here? Qua na ah. Let me make sure I got this right. Yeah. Let's see if I want to go there. Yeah, of course. All right, who wants to do the next one? Sis back there?
Okay.
You want to? Would you like? Or okay. Uh-huh. Now you know where that one is, right? Look at that. Give her a hand. These sisters on target, boy. The only thing I can say, it's perfect. Of course, it's good. You did a good job. Now, we're going to put the connectors on here. Help me out with the connectors here, guys. Okay, good. Help me out with the connectors. What are we going to do about these connectors up here? If you don't mind, I'm going to make this A just a little smaller. Just for the sake of room. Ain't nothing wrong with this, right? That make sense? Okay. I'll make this a little smaller. Okay, so in other words, just like that. That's perfect what you did. I just want to make smaller so I can have some room, that's all. Okay. All right, we paying attention to class. We moving, boy. Qua-na-ah, or qua-na. Qua-na-ah. Qua-na-ah. Envy. You know, that's what it means. Jealous. Lord, the Most High does not want you to go around saying, I want to have what Edom has. I want to have what Elam has. You know, what does Edom got that you need? Most High, he always got cattle of 1,000 hills. He has your bread and water shall be sure. I mean, you know, listen, you need to wait till the Passover. You call your camp leader. The Most High will supply. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to ask none of these nations for anything. You know, you got a job, you go out and find you one if you have to. The Most High supply. Now, don't get me wrong. We do work for them. I ain't saying, I'm saying, you know, if you have to work, I understand that. But what it means is that don't envy, don't be jealous, don't covet. Because that's what it would lead to. It would lead to coveting. And coveting is, I want what they got. You know, their holidays, their women, their religions, their foods. And we'll get into that in a second here. We're going to get into that one next. Envy, okay? Envy. So, on the Hebrew connectors, we got, we have jealous. We have two connectors. Upside down and a U, just like that, okay? And connectors in Hebrew and Paleo, since that's what we're doing the Paleo, not doing the Syrian right now on that one, we have to find out where they go. Now, so the best way to do is qua, you hear that sound? Na-ah. Qua, na-ah. So what do we want to do with these connectors? On the qua, on that Q, what do we want to do with that? It's strictly, go ahead, sis.
Independent connect.
On the Q?
Qua, yeah.
Yeah, she said independent connector. Okay, anybody in the chat? Y'all challenge that? What is that? Independent connector? She said independent connector. Okay. So, Sister Adrian, Juan, all my troopers and sis. Of course, I don't need no officers. You know, let them have it, officers. Thanks, appreciate that. Asha, you can help out. Yes, you're a trooper. You can absolutely. I want y'all to wake up and give me some answers up in there. Is this right? That's an independent connector, she said. Independent independent. That means it's independent of its own self. It doesn't need, it holds its own sound. That's what it means when you say independent. So you have to show it. That upside down U. That's what this is, independent. Just like this. It's a upside down looking U right there. It says, man, I don't need nobody to make a sound but me. So qua, qua. Now it's all one sound when you hear it, qua na ah. But let's find out what this is. Qua na ah. Adrian said independent. Let's give her a hand. She's exactly right. She's independent. Adrian's been in class. She knows. Okay? Independent. Got to get you up there, Adrian, in class. All the sisters come. Sister Yana come. Quan, the brother comes. Asha comes to class. The brothers and sisters come. Sister, what's your name? Sister Shara comes to class. So we got sisters coming to class. We got brothers. We got officer. We got Quan. And we got Trooper Shaw. Their guys come to class. Okay. Got Trooper Ashan come to class. Okay. So, what about the na and the ah? What are we gonna do with that? Okay. So we say qua. Go ahead, sis.
That's dependent.
Which one? What did it depend on?
The nah.
You want to put them together? Na-ah, qua-na-ah. You can. Or, so you want to do this. Huh? Go ahead, sis.
So like you said, how do you say it? Like, can you say it like it would be said in a sentence?
Okay. Qua-na-ah. Qua-na-ah. You don't want to say qua-na. You don't want to say qua-na. You want to say qua-na-ah. And that's very good understanding of how you say it. That's how you understand it. That's how it's said. Go ahead.
Can you put 3 independent connectors on?
You can do whatever you want to put up there. Is that what you want to do? Huh? Okay. Qua, na, ah. Give that sister a hand. That's exactly right. She's actually right. See, let's see who else did that. Yeah, Shar said, great job, sisters. And she's right. Qua, na, ah. Qua, na, ah. That's because you hear those sounds. That makes sense? I know you want to put like, you want to make it one sound. There are words that you use like that. But when you say can you, listen, in Hebrew, whatever makes sense. Qua, na, ah. And that's how it's done. Qua, na, ah. Okay? All right, so let's move on here. That's independent. Okay, let's move on to the next one here. Edom and Elam and Moab and Ammon and Ishmael Arabs, Matazarim, that's the Egyptians, Cush, let's see, Canaan, South African, Cush. There's one more in there. I think it's, I can't remember. Anyway, they're all Ham. But the point is, let me erase this here. Let me do this no more. The point is, okay, the Most High don't want you to go after the other nations. We'll put it any other nation. It don't matter what it is. So I'll put this word right here. Nations. Man, he don't want you to deal with those nations. Just lock you for a second. Just lock you for 1 second. Okay, good. Okay, he don't want you to deal with, we're in Proverbs 3 and 31, this one sentence. He don't want you to deal with or be jealous of the other nations because it will cause you to do something. What do you think will it cause you to do if you're jealous? Sis got her hand up right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Follow Martin Luther King into his dream.
And that, get that sister hand. Clap it up. She said she was ready for them. Follow, let's see, put down the bottom. Martin Luther King, ML King, the Most High. But you got to understand something. You got to say, let's break this one down here because he was our brother, okay? Martin Luther King was our brother. I mean, he's tribe of Yahweh or Judah. So we're not going to necessarily say he's oppressor, but what he did was go and envy the oppressor. So you don't follow after. He envied the oppressor. But you got to understand that, we don't necessarily look at the oppressor. He just joined them. So, but what came out of that? Holidays.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right? Holidays. Okay? That's what came after that. Go ahead.
And people died.
Say it again.
And people died.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people died trying to integrate with the oppressor. That's what you're really saying. He died trying to do. He tried to teach us this: integrate. Okay. Integrate. Yeah. He tried. Martin Luther King ain't tried. He did, and that's what he did. And the Bible talks about that. A dream. Martin Luther King. But I say he should have never envied the person. He had all our people following him for a day, and for holidays, and for to get segregation. I'm sorry, to be integrated. That means to join with. That's what the word means. Integrate. To join with the oppressor ways. That's what Martin Luther King really did. So, but he wasn't directly oppressor, but he joined with them. Might as well say, I mean, how else can you say that? We don't want to be jealous over none of the nations and none of the people that have joined them, has been appointed to try to fool our brain or trick our brain to worship anything that the oppressor does. Okay? So, yeah, you're right. So that would be something we don't want to do. Let's go to, we'll get another one here in a second. I think it says envy thou not. Let me see. But sometimes words are included here in the Hebrew. Yeah, it says envy thou not. Let's get it exactly right. We're going to say something, let's say it right. Directly out of the Bible. Envy thou not. We don't want to take no thing out of it if we can. Thee. There are shortcuts in Hebrew sometimes, but we want to say exactly what the Bible says, okay? All right. Envy thou not the oppressor. What's the word for not? So you can say, Quanah is envy thou. And then we can say like a word like la'ah. That's a good one. La'ah. Let's break that down, okay? Before we move on further here. La'ah. So let's break it down in the Hebrew here. I'll write it down. So we go over here in the Hebrew. We have la right here, and then we have ah. Okay. So you can do this. You can do two independents, but I just make it one sound. La'ah. Because it'll sound lazy if you don't. You have to understand that. You have to understand what Hebrew is trying to do. It's always trying to make a fluent sound. That's what people don't understand. Some people don't understand. Sometimes they just don't understand. But the fluency of a language, you want it to sound good. You want to say Quana'a la'ah. You don't want to say Quana'a la'ah. You don't want to sound. You want it to sound fluent. Be careful now, stuff. You got the camera right there, okay? Over here. Right there you go. There you go. Envy. Go ahead, sis.
If you read it like that, it would just sound like you are having a hard time reading.
Right. Exactly. That's very good. That's Suzanne. That's exactly right. Let's clap it up for that. She's getting the understanding, and that's because, when you say, she said, if you read it in a way where I said, where it wouldn't be fluent. If it wouldn't be fluent, then it wouldn't sound like our language is supposed to be flow, it's supposed to be smooth. You know, la'ah, quana'a la'ah, okay? Of course, the is ha, and we'll get to that in a second here. But quana'a la'ah, that sounds good. You know, because they didn't go around talking like quan unless, you know, let's see with the drum. Quana'a la'ah. They didn't do that. They said quana'a. Quana'a. They had any ways that they want to talk. They say quana'a la'ah. Let's see what we have in the chat over here. Okay. Quana'a la'ah. All right. And then, of course, there's some more things here we're going to bring out that you don't want to envy. When it says that, we know now envy is jealous. Don't be jealous of the nation. Don't be jealous of anybody, for that matter, because it'll cause you to covet. Okay? And of course, the word for thee, it's a preposition here, is ha. Well, a preposition, I said it's a preposition right here. Preposition always comes before a word. Okay? In other words, it prepares the word to receive an understanding, or it basically modifies that noun. It's modifying, it's changing it. It's changing. Now I can say because it gives possession. Well, no, I didn't mean that. That would be a possessive adjective afterwards. But ha, I ain't no English teacher. Ha, preposition, is prepped. It's prepping the understanding of this, so it's modifying it. A preposition that comes before the oppressor. And it didn't say envy thou not oppressor. Wouldn't sound right. It wants to say, well, what? The oppressor. So ha. So when we say ha, what symbol is ha? Up here. Where's ha? Go ahead, sis.
It's right next to the, it looks like a backwards.
That one right there, right?
Yeah.
Very good. It's so it'll look like this. A backwards, what'd you call it? A backwards what?
Comb.
Backwards comb. And that's how we're learning here. See, because when you do these up on the board, that's why I had you guys come up and get a little better understanding. When you do this, you'll begin to understand yeah, okay, gotcha. I'll put a little dot right there so people can't get it. Okay. All right. Be careful. Ha, right there. Now it has to have a connector in there. You have to have a connector on there. So what connector would you, what's the only connector that makes sense on that? It's only one connector that will fit there. Go ahead.
Infinite.
It's got to be independent. Why? There's only one thing there. So it's making the sound ha, so it'll be an upside down U. Now I hope you guys catching on right there for the people who are in class and starting out, or people who've been around just want a refresher. But that's what this is saying. The main thing I want you to do is to get in class. Everybody, officers, children, mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers. Akim and Akwathium. Everybody needs to understand what envy thou not the oppressor is. That's everybody. You all need to know that you don't need to be being jealous over nothing the oppressor has, okay? So, that's understand. So let's get some more things. We're already put down what some of the oppressor is. Let's put down what is the oppressor. Let's break it down here a little further. What are some more things that the oppressor has that we don't want? You mentioned holidays. That's one. You know, what kind of holidays? Since you said that, go ahead, sis.
Definitely not,
What?
President's Day.
President's Day. All right. So let's get some room right here because I want to make sure you guys. Martin Luther King calls us to integrate all this stuff, and of course, even before him, you know, before we integrated, he wanted to integrate us with holidays and all kinds of stuff. Because we could have been on our own in our own schools, and I grew up that way, sort of. I didn't see any of the oppressor really. I just saw our people. So she said, President's Day. What is President's Day? President's Day. President's Day. What else? What's some more days? President's Day. Name some more days. Some more holidays that you really, the oppressor calls us to really. Yeah, y'all be careful. Y'all have some more students coming in. One of our top officers here, Bankara, have one of our students that's working his way, building his brick. Joshua, just Josiah. Sorry about that. Okay. You don't want it. When the Bible says in Proverbs 3:31, it says, envy not thy oppressor. Most High means that stuff. President Day, what else did he don't want you to do? Go ahead. Huh? What was that? Christmas? That's a very good one. That's one that, wow. All the lights and all that stuff. Man, matter of fact, let's find that here. Let's see. We can find that right there. Let's find one of those here. I think it's Jeremiah. Let's find it right here. Jeremiah. We'll go there. Oh, she said Christmas. Okay. Okay. All right, for the custom, Jeremiah 10:3, that's what I said. For the customs of the people are vain. For they cutteth a tree of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with an axe. That's Jeremiah 10:3. And that's what she's referring to. That's actually Christmas. We'll read it again. For the customs of the people. See, what customs? These oppressors here. That's what it says. The customs of the people are vain. What vain? That means, useless. We'll look that word. Let's look that up. Let's look up that vain there. Customs of the people are vain. They're cutting trees up and making themselves a whole holiday. We're supposed to have holy days. LASHAWAN QADASH, I'm sorry. Holidays. That's what they want. We're supposed to have holy days, and they substituted for holidays. That's why the Bible says, don't be jealous of the oppressor. Okay? What was he saying here? Vain. Let's look that word up. Vain. Vanity, breath, vapor. Altogether, emptiness. Figuratively, something transitory or unsatisfactory. In other words, we don't need to use vanity and do useless something. That's the customs of the people are useless. You can't reach the Most High by being vain and envying and quana ha. Okay. So let's get. I think this word is nagash. Yeah, nagash, the oppressor. And we talked about the oppressor here. Okay. So let's put this word here. Na. Gosh. Gosh. All right. So we put jealous up here again. All right. Nations. All right. Most High don't want you to be Quana'a la'a nagash. See how that flows? Quana'a la'a nagash. There's more ways I can say that, but it's basically saying don't be jealous of the other nations, is what that's saying. Envy not the oppressor. Don't envy nothing he has. She said President's Day, Christmas. We read that in Jeremiah 10:3. What's another vain holiday that we have? Go ahead.
Thanksgiving.
Be careful, sis. Yeah, go ahead. Halloween, right. Very good. Clap it up for these young girls. These young sis. She said Thanksgiving, and the sis back there, she said Halloween. I have no idea what Halloween is for. I don't even know. And somebody did a class on that. Elaborate on that for me, officer, on Halloween.
Halloween.
What they doing on that?
Halloween, they just worshiping all type of deities and just evil. Like, there's no telling what they're doing behind closed doors on that day. It's just all paganism. The day that they worship the dead.
Worship the dead and paganism and what do they have over there? Cats and y'all be careful back there. Go ahead.
The only thing I pay attention to is the candy.
Of course you know, your mom gonna buy you candy, dad can buy you candy anytime you. These are days that the oppressor, that's what he wants to. These days are actually used to break the family up. Go ahead.
Adrian, the sister Adrian said Easter.
Easter, clap it up for her. That's a very good one. Easter, that's very right. Easter, there's another one. Sister Adrian's right. Got to get you in class, Sister Adrian. Yes, go ahead.
St. Patrick's Day?
St. Pat, that just happened, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
I don't know what that one is. I think some worshiping some saint, I guess, that fakeness. St. Patrick's Day. Go ahead. 4th of July. Oh, y'all getting all these good ones. And where were we in the 4th of July? The 4th of July, Independence Day. Independence from what?
That's all right.
You were independently picking cotton.
We was. Hey, clap it up for this right there. She said we were independently picking cotton. Go ahead, sis. April Fool's Day. Lord, have mercy. I didn't know they had so many. April Fool's Day. You know, that's an overall. You know, I mean, we can go on and on and on. Go ahead.
Now, this is a very simple one
No?
because they celebrate food. It's International Donut Day.
International Donut Day. Go ahead.
I got two.
Go ahead.
National Pillow Fight Day and National Pajama Day.
Pillow Fight Day. We have a food day, pillow fight day, and a pajama day. Oh, have mercy. But see here. Let me tell you something. Pajama. Yeah, that's nothing. Listen, that just tells me that the oppressor is so full of foolishness, so full of silliness, that the Most High said, look at here. He looked down on us, he said, don't envy them. The customs of the people are vain, the Bible says. Don't be jealous over them. Don't no quana'ah.
Right.
That's what this is saying. Don't follow that because all that. Go ahead, sis. Huh?
I want to say something about Halloween.
Oh yeah, he just said it. Halloween. Halloween. You know, you're talking about. You want to say something about it? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like, you waste money just about buying candy. You don't want to count it. Waste to help you.
Right. Clap it up. Exactly right. In other words, listen. If your parents want you to have candy, they will get it for you when you need it. You don't need to be back to find their Halloween, now do we? I think that's 2 L's, I think. You got the idea. Go ahead, sis. What's that now? Birthdays, yeah. That's another day. And I mean, you know, we basically take things out of so much character of what they don't need to be. These things are not holy. That's the main thing. They're not holy. Go ahead, sis.
Valentine's Day.
No, that's a good one. Valentine's Day. Because I think, wait a minute. You said Valentine. Bro, y'all got me running out of the room here.
You said here we go.
Valentine Day. Little sis. Go ahead. Go ahead. Take your time. Well, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. But listen, all of these days here, customs, the people are vain. It's vanity. The Most High doesn't pay attention to this. And if you join this, the Most High eventually will turn his back, turn his face. He will not even hear you. When you out there roasting pig and things like that, he won't even smell what you're cooking.
Right.
The Most High won't even pay attention to your holidays out here, because people usually come out here with some sort of food, some sort of Easter. What does an Easter egg hunt got to do with anything holy in the Bible? You know, these things, Nimrod started a lot of this stuff. These nasty Africans. Am I right, officer? You see, Semiramis, what was his mother, I believe? And they wanted to, what? Have sex with him?
He most definitely.
Go ahead, elaborate, sir.
He had sex with his mother. The whole tradition of Easter,
Right.
it's supposed to be a representation of fertility,
Right.
and them just pretty much want to have one big, disgusting festival where they try to reproduce on the
Lord have mercy.
and when you do the history on Easter, you find out that the eggs, the whole factor of them dipping the eggs was them taking the eggs. They used to dip them in the blood of the children they would sacrifice back.
Wow.
Like they would get young girls, and each year they would allow the priest of whatever his mother's name was. What was her name? Semiramis. She had her own particular priest that she had.
Right.
And one of her things that she did was she would allow them to marry the young girls.
Wow.
And get them pregnant. And the next year when the festival rolled around, when they had the children that were born from the year before, they would sacrifice those children and take eggs and dip them in their blood.
Dip them in the blood.
As a way of showing fertility, because the eggs are supposed to be a representation of fertility and life.
Right. Give him a hand. That's exactly right for that explanation. That's very good, because what he's saying, Easter, the Most High knows the understanding line. That's why he gives his priests and prophets the understanding. This officer has done a class on these holidays, what you call holidays. You're supposed to be doing holy days. That's why Easter, St. Patrick's, April Fool's, 4th of July, Lord help us on what? Pillow days and pajamas. Go ahead, sis.
And Halloween, a lot of kids get sick and sometimes they get hurt.
The water.
They razor blades and bullets and things inside the candy, so when kids eat the candy, they can get hurt and choke and die.
That's right. Give a hand. We ain't got no business. That's a very good point. You dealing with Halloween. The Most High is trying to protect his family and his children, to keep the order. See how obedient the children are in class. They understand. They understand because they have fathers that are leaders, okay? And the mothers that are nurturing these children. The Halloween, you don't go around letting your child out with razor blades they put in apples and my God, I mean, what's wrong with people? Go ahead, sis.
For St. Patrick's Day,
Yes.
they're celebrating white culture because of Irish things that they're celebrating in St. Patrick's Day.
Right. Celebrating, yeah. Say that again.
They're celebrating white culture because
White culture, exactly.
they're doing Irish things in St. Patrick's Day.
Right. And give a hand. Because see, the Irish claimed that we were enslaved. Man, all they had was little indentured servants. We had millions of people. They ain't been across no ship and went through the servitude that we've gone through. We had real bona fide slavery. That's what St. Patrick, because they want to get in on this. Everybody wants to be like us. That's the problem. One last one right here. Go ahead.
Well, about Halloween, like,
Go ahead.
I think I know my dad, he won't let us go Halloween because little kids who like be kidnapped on Halloween.
That's right. Give a hand. Give a hand. That's right. That's why. And that's a very good point. What do we got in the chat over there? You don't.
The sister said Mother's Day and Father's Day.
That's very good. Clap that up for them. I didn't miss that one. Clap it up. She said, our sister right here, she said, her parents won't let her go on Halloween because people kidnap. You know, they trafficking these young girls out here nowadays. That's a very good point right there. And you ain't got. We don't want to even put our children in an involvement of being jealous over nothing this rascal got. Okay. Let's erase some of this off the board here. But y'all, that was a good participation in there. Well, y'all went in on these holidays because Martin Luther King, they got a holiday after him. He integrated us, which is nuts, crazy. Okay, so let's do this word right here. Let's do this in Hebrew real quick here. Nagash, and we'll get into some more ways here. Nagash. Okay, in Hebrew. Na. We're making it a little bigger here. Let's see here. In class now, guys. Na. Then we want to say ga. Then we want to say sha. So let's break this one down. What connections we want to use for this? It's important to understand. That's paleo there. What connections we want to use for nagash? Go ahead, sis. Independent for the na? Okay, very good. You got your own, ain't you? Go ahead, sis.
Deeply connected for God, Sean.
Okay. Sure? Sure?
Gosh.
I just want to make sure. Get him a hand right there. Very good. See, when you go ahead, sis.
I was just saying, can I get some water?
Huh?
Can I get some water?
Oh, yes.
Can I get some water?
Sure, there you go.
Thank you.
All right.
Can I get some water?
Yeah. You give me one. There you go. You want one too? All right. There we go. Okay. Now, so envy not the pressure. Kwana la ha nagash. Ha's a preposition. Nagash. And there's the independent. They're exactly right. Okay. We got any more comments over there?
Shy, he was just saying Black History Month, Women Empowerment Month.
That's right. Well, Black, give a hand for that. Get that trooper a hand. Black History Month. Women in power. Man, we can go on and on. We don't need, listen. We don't need any help with our holy days that we're getting ready. We have Purim, Hakanaka. We're getting ready to have the most holiest day of the year. That's the Passover. And we go on and on and on. We have our holy days, okay? We don't need holidays. We don't need another hero out here. That's why the Most High say, envy not the oppressor, because he's a wannabe. He getting ready to get thrown down, okay? And choose none of his ways, okay? Okay? Wabakwa. And. All right, let's go. The word for and is wa. It is actually it's a conjunction in the English language, but we're going to use it in the preposition way. But it's just like a conjunction. I take that back. It's really a preposition. Okay, wa. Okay. All right, and choose. Okay. What do I have over there? Bakar. Oh, there we go. Okay, and choose. choice. So far we have, we get down here, we say, Kwana la ha da gash wa kwa. See how that sounds, how that's flowing. That's what you want to do in Hebrew. All right, wa. What's the wa symbol? Just all right, come here for a minute. I'll let you participate. If you don't mind, Baba Shah. Look on that board there and find the word, find wa. Where is that at? That's it. Make it look like that. Make that wa look like it. There you go. This is how you learn. That's it. That's it. What kind of connector do you think it'll have? It's only one it can have. Independent or dependent? Does it need another sound?
I would say independent.
Can't put it upside down. You on there. Yep, so just like that. Same. That's good enough. That's good enough. Give him a hand. That's how you learn in class. You know, that's how you learn by doing that. Very simple. But he's learned that wa over here. Where am I? You guys, that's loud. Wa over here, right there. See, you have to take this chart home and study it yourself. Okay? Wa, right here. It has an independent connection because it's only going to be. It doesn't need to depend on anything, so we call it independent. We're doing paleo, of course. Bakar. All right? Let's see here. Let's, ba. All right? It looks like this. Ba. Then you want to write ka. Then you want to write an R. Now, okay, you get to the point where you start to memorize these. I forget them sometime, but it'll come back to my memory. Bakar. What connections do we need up here? Go ahead, sis. Okay, Ba, you need independent. Very good. So far. Anybody in the chat? Let's give them in the chat 1 second. Let's give them, because we can see things real time. They have to see it and make a. In the chat, I want you to tell me, Ba, what about the Ka and the Ra? What do we do with that? When I said Bakar, do I make that independent or dependent? Or what do I do? Because before we had a word where we had Kwa Na A. All independence.
I got you.
So, we'll give you a chance in the chat, give you about 10 or 15 seconds. Tell me what do we use, independent or dependent? We talk to the people in the chat because we want you guys to participate also in class, like you've been doing. Okay? Bakar. Wa. Bakar. Give you a few more seconds there. We'll give you guys a chance in the chat to write it. Give you guys a chance in the chat to participate. Is it a dependent or independent? Of course, independent. Of course, independent is shaped like that. Independent is shaped like that. So type in the chat. Is it a 1? You don't have to write the whole word out. We always commonly say 1 over here or 2 here.
Slaka, we got an answer.
Yes, what you got?
Ashayala said dependent, sir.
Very good. Give him a hand. Give that group a hand. That's what you're going to need right there. Asha, pay attention. That's what you're going to need. He said dependent. Because those two depend on each other to make sound. It's not always like this. But in this case, Bakar. You need that because you have Ka and you have Ra. Bakar. Okay? So, Wa, Bakar. Okay? All right, let's see. What's some more of his ways? And now, we're not talking about holidays now. What about his women? Should we be choosing his women? Huh? or the men for the women? Should you be choosing the men? Do you want? How about? Can you marry a French man? Can you marry a German sister? So we know that. So let's find that here. Let's find that. There's got to be a text to back that up, right? Let's see. Genesis 24 and 37. I get it. Don't worry about it. Genesis 24 and 37. Let's find that here. Genesis 24 and 37 says this. All right. Where is it at? Right here? Yeah. Okay. And it's just, there's many of them. It says, and my master made me swear, saying, thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites. And that's one of the oppressors. Or any nation for that matter. I can find more there. Of the Canaanites in the whole land I dwell. That means in America, not only a Canaanite, don't take a wife of any nation other than your own nation. You know, we can go on and on about that, but class don't permit, so I just found one text, and that fits it. So, you know, those will be joining, Canaanites are Ham, that's Ham, you know, the land of Canaan. You know, that's not our people. You don't take them, his ways. Because those women will lead our men and our sons to worship them. All these holidays you seen down there, that's what they'll lead you to do. Next thing you know, you'll be following them. Get anything in the chat over there? We good on it? You'll be following them. You go there and say, oh, I don't believe you. Look at Serena Williams. Who's she married? Somebody raise a hand. Oh, they clap it up. Edomite. Ishmael. She married an Ishmael. Think she done something. She don't realize that her child is what? If you married the white man and the seed is what? A kid is Edomite. Right. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. She married this. So the Zerai Laban. The seed of the white man. That's what that word means, if I'm not mistaken. Zerai Laban. Seed of the white man. That's what she married. See? You see, you got to understand something. And she walking around with all this money, thinking that she got something. Thinking she got somebody. And all she got was a person that don't even care about her. Right. And she don't even realize that. She going to wake up one day. That's why I say, sisters, you obey your parents in the Lord. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Okay? Obey your parents, and one day you're going to have to obey your husband. Same way. When he says choose none of his ways, Most High mean that. He means exactly what he says. Yeah, he means exactly what he means exactly what he says. Choose none of his ways. I kind of put together some words on this one right here. None of. I kind of like put not one. So we're gonna put that in a whole nother understanding here. Not la'a akad. That means not one. Not one of. Okay, it's just a way of me saying I can make any word I want in Hebrew. It's my language. So I'm saying la'a akad. That means not one of them, none. That's how you can say it. You can say la'a akad. That means not one. It's literally translated. Okay? All right? None. Right there. That's what that is. None of his what? None of his ways. Wa. Okay, we're going to do this. We're gonna possessive adjective. Here's a good one for you. Possessive adjective. Wa. And I'll show you how that works here. It's a PA, it's a possessive adjective. Okay? If you understand it. 'Cause I know let's see here. Darakyum. We'll say yeah. Okay. Da rock. All right. The word is darak. Let's do something here. What do I want to do? We're gonna, because his denotes like possession, like this is his ways, the oppressor's ways. So we use the word wa. We're gonna put it over here in the back of this. Now, how do you pluralize? Here's an S here. How do y'all pluralize ways? Y'all remember that? We give you about 15 seconds. I know you know probably, sister. Hold on a second. In the chat, how you pluralize ways? You got one way. We ain't talking about one way. I think the Bible says ways with an S. So the rock. So how do we pluralize that? Because we want to do something else with this wa here too. Because we don't want to put it there. It's a possessive adjective. We want to say his ways, not the ways. We want to say his ways. So we want to make this possessive. So, to make that possessive, we're going to do something. But before I do that, how do you plural? I want in the chat, I want somebody in the chat. How do you pluralize? What have we been doing in the past? How do you pluralize way? Give you guys a few more seconds here. Take your time over there. Because in Hebrews, that's the way you learn by going over and over. How you pluralize way? Somebody got it?
You said something about the computer froze.
Huh?
He said, Shay always said the computer froze. I'm not sure why.
I don't think it's us. Sir. Yeah. Might be. But somebody type in there. Somebody type in the chat, how you pluralize way in this particular case. Because it's a male. As a matter of fact, this is male. Actually, this is male here, not female. Possessive adjective male. But what do I do when I say the word way is darak? So how do I pluralize that? Because I want to say many ways. I mean like 150,000 of them. I don't want to just say one, a cod. So how do I pluralize that? Almost gave it away. Somebody wrote in there? Okay. Since Wayman says we're gonna get to you in a second. I'm trying to get some people in the chat there.
I just got a question real quick.
Go ahead.
None of, is that akad? So
well, I said it means not one. Because that word, I want to say the word not one. That's why it's same as saying none.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's, I can use it. I can say something
I just
else.
wanted to make sure la'a and akad was both for none.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I underlined. Yeah, exactly right. And I did that. I just said not one.
Okay.
Because Hebrew, sometimes you got to understand in Hebrew, some words are not applied. They don't have words.
Yeah. I mean, we were kind of talking about that.
Yeah, raise your hand. But sometimes things are not applied, so you have to improvise, and that's all. I just reserve the right to improvise. Okay? I mean, you can later on you're gonna find out you can use other words. What y'all doing in there? Oh. Y'all all right? Okay, good. All right, give you a few more seconds here before we run with it. But when you're saying, so far we have quana'ah, La'a ha nagash. Wa bakwa la'a hakad. Of course, our whole wa here. Darak. Go ahead, sis.
Do you put an A at the end?
We'll let the sis go ahead. You remember? I know your mother knows. We're going to give her a chance. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead. What is it?
The ending is young.
Young. Very good. Give her a hand. Give her a hand. The ending is young. We want to say this. Okay? Now, we're going to have, just in case you didn't notice, we got wa here and wa here. How is that possible? Is and are the same word? Absolutely not. One is a possessive adjective, and one is a preposition, and one is actually a conjunction. So we said preposition. It's actually a conjunction also. In that case, that's what and is. It joins things together. Basically. Okay, so we're going to say darak yamwa. Darak. So that means we're going to take this and bring it all the way over here. And put it right here. Wow. Okay? And then we don't need it there. Darak Darak yamwa. Darak yamwa means his ways. Literally translated. That's what it means. Darak. The base word is darak. Darak and yah. We use a possessive adjective. Okay? That's just one of the few instances that you'll see. You have the same understanding. When you see wa, ha, da, la, ma, you got to understand. I'll teach a class on that where we do tenses and sentence structure. But that's why I like doing it, because I'm doing sentence structure here. We're doing vocabulary, doing sentence structure. We're doing plurals. I'm doing everything. I like to mix it up and do all in one class here. But so far, what do we have? Qana'a, la'aha, nagash, wa, bakwa, lak'ad, da, rakyamwa. That's how they talk back there. They talk, and people understood them because, you know, you got to understand that Hebrew is the Paleo, not the Syrian, you know. The king, who knows what they did back then, but if you bring it up to, well, they just have a different way of speaking, and the Assyrian. Let's see, I'm sorry. Let's take la'a. Translate that. La, boy. Well, I need to write this one. Backwards because I'm using a whole word here. So when I start over here, well, it would help to have some good crayons, wouldn't it? I'll just have to use blue. Sorry. La. La, and then we have akad. Ka. And we have a da. So, where would the connectors go? Over here. La'a, that's what we're writing. That means no other way of saying none. I said not one. La'a akad. Well, first of all, let me write things a little bit more neater. People can understand what the world's going on here. Okay, there we go. La'akad. All right, on la'a, it'll be the same things that we did up here. La'a. One sound? Okay. What about Akkad? Go ahead.
I would be by itself. Independent.
Which one? Oz independent.
And Kad or Kada would be Kad with a dependent.
Very good. Sure?
And you don't pull it?
Go ahead. Very good. That's class. That's how we learn. You see, the more and more you stay in class, the more and more you're gonna learn to understand this. La'akad. When you said that in Hebrew, people understand. Okay, they're saying, not one. Okay, not one. Oh yeah. Or no one or none. People understand it. They would understand it in Hebrew. Okay. Now over here, I'm using a possessive adjective. His. It occurs over here, so we're going to take it and put it over here. In this case, then we'll use a preposition. So I'm going to use the base word is darak. Darakyam. So I'll say da. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the right D right there. I apologize. It should have been this one. I do that every once in a while. So lock you. Zachary messes up sometimes. Okay. Anyway, it's this one right here. I'm sorry, I had an Assyrian over there. My mistake. Darak, ra. Then we want to use a ka over here. Okay. Okay. The base word, darak. You want to use a yam. Okay. Then you want to use a ma. Okay. And then you want to use a wa. Where is wa? It's right there. Where it's supposed to be. Right here. You see that word? Let's break this one down. Some connectors. Let's break this one down to connectors. All right? Go ahead, sis. What you got?
Okay.
Or wait a minute. Let's see. Y'all in the chat. Y'all woke up over there. Somebody wrote something. Oh, so, who is that? Taki Carity. Oh, Ashayala? Ashayala. Oh, yeah. Trooper Ashayala. Okay. Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Go ahead, sis. Da. A what? Independent. Okay. The rock yamwa. All right, we'll come back to you. Go to you. Go to the next person. Raise a hand. Go ahead, sis.
Dependent.
Right here. Okay. Go ahead.
Wa and ma dependent.
Where?
Wa and ma dependent.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing left, right? Okay. Very good. Let's clap it up for these young sisters over here. Anybody in the chat now? Okay, good. All right. Darak Yamwa. His ways. And boy, there are a lot of ways you don't want to choose, especially of any nation, especially Esau.
Right.
Because we're in captivity under him. It's like earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Job 9:24. Give me that one right there. You here, I got it right here for you. Let's read that. Let's tell you who this wicked person is. Read that right for me, Baba Kusha.
So like you said,
Loud and clear.
Job
9:24.
Job 9:24.
Mm-hmm.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Of the who?
Of the wicked.
Of the who?
Of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. His ways. That oppressor. That Idumea. That Esau. That Edom. You do not want to choose his ways. Read that for me one more time, Baba Gushah.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right, and read read the next text behind there.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
That means he takes his painting and cover the real Most High painting and put the white Christ there. That's really what that is. And that's why the Most High said don't choose his ways. Because his ways, he wants to worship himself. He's a self-worshiper. The Rock Yamwa, his ways. The Rock Yamwa, his ways. Don't choose them. Don't bakar. You know? La'akad, not one of them. Because if you choose his ways of the oppression, Nagash, if you choose him, you're going to be stuck with worshiping white Jesus. You're going to be stuck with the Halloweens, the pillow fight days, what else? Valentine's Day, the pajama days, the Halloweens, the Valentine's days. Those are the ways of the oppressor. And you're going to be worshiping his God. You know, Cesare Borgia. See if we got that painting over there. Yeah, let's get that. Cesare Caesar Borgia. We don't want to be. We don't want to be. This right here. This is what I'm talking about right here. Choose none of his ways. Can y'all see that out there in the audience land there? That is not our forefathers. Most High do. That is the oppressor. Do not choose his ways. Do not marry his wives. Do not go and, what else we have? Choose Bakar, his holidays, his Easter egg hunts, anything that he had. There it is right there. What are we going to do with this oppressor right here? We're going to throw him on the floor. He's an imposter. He's not to be reckoned with. Do not deal with him. Separate from him. Badalka, separate. Don't be jealous. Qana'ah, envy. Don't do that. La'ah, no. You know, and that's we broke this down on the board, you know, because we want you to understand that you choose his ways. Okay, good. That brown stuff. Don't go across the stage. Come around. Come around here if you have to. Brown stuff up there. Over there by the wine. 8.5 by 11. It's 2 sheets. But that, if you choose his ways, you're going to be worshiping what we just threw on the floor. Yes, come on. Water bottle, shut. You're going to be choosing his ways, and his ways are always wrong. You do not want that. You're going to be choosing his religions. You're going to be choosing his foods, lakam, that means bread. You're going to be choosing his women, that's asherayam. You're going to be choosing his garments, labawash. That's what you're going to be choosing. You don't want that. You're going to be wearing these skinny tight jeans. Right, officer? You're going to be wearing these skinny tight jeans. What? You're going to be wearing skinny tight jeans and none of his ways. And we got some fallen victims already. Look at the way Wade, son, wearing yellow bobtail socks. Because he's choosing, these people, that's, you know, they are our people, Yahweh, from the tribe of Judah. Somebody take it off? Took it off. Oh yeah, okay. Choosing his ways, Dwayne Wade let his son go out and he done chose the oppressor's ways. And what is that way? Can anybody name what Dwayne Wade's son is doing? What way is that? Homosexuality. Dula. That word. Yeah, right there. That oppressor. The oppressor taught them that. We didn't do this in Jerusalem. We didn't choose none of his ways. And then when we did, the Most High spanked us. And that's what he's doing right now to us. He's spanking us because we chose Nagash, Bakar. We chose Darak, Yamwa, his ways. Nagash, the oppressor. We chose them. Most High said, La. Said, don't envy them. Wana. Don't do it. You know, and that's why Israel is stuck where we are now. We're hard-headed, stiff-necked people. Look, that's why I said, we're sitting up here, got our people walking the street, young boys, thinking they need to be homosexuals. You know, Barack Obama started a lot of this stuff. Go ahead, sis.
The main reason why I think white boys wear tight jeans is because they don't have a full figure.
Right there. I'll buy that. Okay. You know, it's amazing how some of the youth think. But that's right. They don't have a full. I can buy that. But just look at this. Choose not his ways, or you'll be subject to do anything this rascal does. Anything he says will go because he don't even know. He don't have the Bible. Who has the Bible? The blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. What does the Most High think of him? What is the Most High? That apocryphal right there. If you could put me Bible shop. What's the second address? 6 and 54. What do the Most High? This will be our last text, I think. Yeah. If you get the second address, 6 and 54. This is our last text here. Let me tell you what the Most High think of this rascal right here. We're gonna get this text here. That's why he don't want you to choose this oppressor or any of the oppressors. He don't want you to choose this oppressor. We're going to show you in 2nd Esdras 6 and 54. We ain't going to write it on the board of LASHAWAN QADASH here. We're just going to tell you about it. Go ahead and read it for me loud and clear. Tell them where you at.
2nd Esdras 6 and 54.
Uh-huh.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
See, Adam is Lord. You know, Adam come we all. Go ahead, finish reading.
Of him come we all.
Come we all. Yeah, go. Adam come we all. In other words, everybody, you know, listen. Adam sitting up here, he was given the commandments, okay? All right? But go ahead, finish reading.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
That's right, that's us. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's what the ISUPK have been teaching since 1969. Actually, all the way, the Most High has been teaching us for thousands of years. But go ahead, finish reading.
Go to 55?
Yeah, go ahead.
All this have I spoken before thee.
Right.
O Lord,
Mm-hmm.
because thou madest the world for our sake.
Make the what?
The world for our sake.
For whose sake?
Our sake.
For our sake. Finish reading.
As for the other people.
As for the other Nagash, the oppressors, the nations, the Gawayam. I believe that's oppressor. I believe that's nations. I'm sorry, Gawayam. Finish reading.
Which also come of Adam.
They also come of Adam. Yes, of course. But what?
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
They are what?
Nothing.
They are what?
Nothing.
That they are nothing. And finish reading for me, Baba Kushab.
But be like unto spittle.
That means if you take a hot in your back of your throat and you pah, and spit it out, that's how he sees these Nagash, these oppressors, these other people, these Edoms, these Elams, all of them, these Hams, especially Esau. That it on that?
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
A drop that falls. Now, what about a little drop of water that falls from the vessel? You know, I'm carrying a bucket of water across out of mop the floor, and it falls from the vessel. The Most High will call that insignificant. That word. In other words, it don't matter. That's how he sees the Nagash, the oppressor. Okay, that's how he sees them. If you understand The Most High sees it just like that. And of course, you know, that's why the Most High does not want us to envy the oppressor. I hope we had a good class today. Let's clap it up in class. Clap it up. Let's clap it up in the chat. Glad to have everybody in the chat. Glad to have you guys here. You got a great participation in the chat. A great participation in school. We have a full school today. Here in South Carolina, ISUPK is thriving. Thriving families. Here at ISUPK, we're on the move. Okay? Security announcements. Y'all quiet up. We're going to read the security announcements. We are at ISUPK, start off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The rule for the new brother. When a brother or sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. You know, how Shem Yahushai, Shem Yahushai. That's the salute. Okay? They are here to shed themselves of the world. All they've been going through, they need to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means tenth in the Hebrew is called ma of Asherah. Asherah is 10. Ma Asherah. A tenth, 10% of every penny or increase the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for the priest. Not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. The upholy convocations that we have, you know, we have the Passover coming up in Houston, Texas. Govern yourself accordingly. Call your camp leader. We have it. We've been sending this out in the chats and everywhere. So it's going to be Houston, Texas, okay? It'll be the 14th day of the first month, Saturday, April 24th, okay? Exodus 12:1-51, Leviticus 23:4-5-1, 1 Corinthians 5:7-8, 2 Corinthians 30:17, okay? If anyone wants to be a trooper, in the school to start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, and headbands and scarf, we're going to give a salute to the men. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Barak Atam. Okay, we give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Put your hands together like this. And say this. Yahweh, Shema, Al, Atam, Bashem, Yahushai. That's what you guys are saying, okay? You're basically blessing that man to go out to war, okay? For this we say, Shalom.